you ask U.S. citizens, most would tell you that COVID-19 is no longer a crisis. More on the country's current feelings towards the pandemic.
We have the latest on an attack in a Brooklyn subway station that left over a dozen wounded.
The Oklahoma governor signed a bill into law making abortions a felony. What this means and when the law will go into effect.
We've got the recap on country music's biggest night. All this and more as your TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
State and all of Portage County. Thank you for joining us this Tuesday evening. I'm Chris Abreu.
And I'm Olivia Sharp.
We start with some breaking news tonight. USG has announced that Black Bear's performance at Flash Fest has been canceled due to members of his team testing positive for COVID-19.
USG stated that all students who purchase a ticket will receive a full refund, and the concert featuring DJ Smills and the Aces will be free for all undergraduate Kent State students. Flash Fest will still be held this Thursday the 14th on Reisman Plaza from 2 to 5.
And in other COVID news, U.S. feelings to the COVID-19 pandemic and why many feel the country is no longer in crisis.
Our reporter Nuried Hurtado can tell us more on the situation. Hi, Nuried.
Hi guys, that's right. As people re-engage in the world around them, policy preferences are also shifting towards loosening some requirements around masking and vaccines. After 2 years into the COVID-19 pandemic, Americans start to think that the virus is not a crisis anymore and that it is something manageable, according to the latest installment of Axios and Ipsos Index. A new poll found that the vast majority of Americans believe that COVID-19 virus is no longer a crisis. The Axios Ipsos Coronavirus Index found that less than 10% of Americans currently describe COVID-19 virus as a crisis. About 3 in 4 Americans call the virus as a manageable problem, and 1 in 6 believe it's not even a complication. Axios says that the statistics raise major challenges for public health officials in managing possible new surges. The poll, based on a national sample of more than 1,000 people, ages 18 and up, took place from April 8 to 11. I talked to Joanne Sadel, Kent City Health Commissioner, about these results, and this is what she said.
I can believe that Americans might feel that that's done. Case numbers have certainly dropped in the last few weeks and months, so that's all a good thing. But I know currently right now, the variant of Omicron, BA.2, is more than 50% of the current cases that we have. We continue to have cases here at the Kent City Health Department. We're not maintaining a zero trend line. So I think that that's still a concern.
Mask mandates were lifted across the country about a month ago. Nevertheless, the city of Philadelphia announced Monday that they will reinstate the mask mandate after a rapid increase in COVID-19 cases in the past 10 days. With the new COVID-19 variant BA.2 affecting the whole country, Kent City Health Department considers that we could be affected too.
Now, I know in New England where they have many more cases than what we do, like for instance, the city of Philadelphia reinstituted mask mandates yesterday because they saw their case counts going up and didn't like that trend line. So we may see that because if it's somewhere, it will eventually come to Kent. So I think it just makes, what we're looking for is it going to have the effects that the other variants did, which was sending quite a few people to the hospital, especially those who were not vaccinated.
As COVID-19 cases continue to slowly rise, experts warn that COVID virus will stay among us and it might even become a seasonal illness that Americans will have to learn how to deal with.
I don't think that it will. I mean, I'm certainly not an immunologist or a microbiologist, but I feel that COVID is here to stay in some form or another, some type of variant. I believe that it will probably come back in some type of seasonal way, very similar to influenza, although the two are very distinct illnesses with similar symptoms. But I think that we will have to learn how to manage our lives with COVID coming back time and time again, because we know that viruses mutate. They want to keep spreading, so they're going to change in order to be able to keep doing that.
Health experts suggest to keep an eye in the constant increase of COVID-19 cases. Reporting for TV2, I'm Nuried Hurtado. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks for that report, Nuried. The Kent State Faculty Senate held a meeting earlier today, and some changes have been made. Tracy Laux is taking over as chair, succeeding Pamela Grimm. Darcy Crocht will take over as the new vice chair. Athena Saliba will be the new at-large member. Edward Darterick will continue to keep his position as secretary.
Kent State's Anti-Racism and Equity Institute is hosting an evening with Roxane Gay on April 26th at 7 p.m. Roxane Gay is an award-winning author and culture critic, with her collection of essays being named one of the best books of the year by NPR, and she was the first Black woman to write for Marvel. The event is free and will be held in the Kent State Ballroom.
Kent State will have their May 4th commemoration events in person for the first time since the onset of the pandemic. The ceremonies will include the dedication of bronze markers on the spots where 9 Kent State students were wounded by the National Guard during a Vietnam War protest. Markers for the 4 students killed were installed in 1999. Since then, the university has worked to add markers for those wounded, which were just unveiled in 2021.
Hi Portage County, I'm Della Fowler. Let's check out firstly our currently in Kent weather here. It is so nice outside right now. I'm so excited about it. 67 feels like 66, dew point's at 40 degrees. Wind 5 miles per hour, there's nothing wrong. It's a great night. Little clear, there was some sun earlier. Now we're getting into that beautiful golden hour. There's nothing better. So we'll zoom out a little bit to Northeast Ohio if you're driving around, going out tonight for dinner with the friends. Little cooler on the lake, Sandusky 49, Cleveland 54, Ashtabula 59. Then the rest of us are in upper 60s as we go further south. And then we'll zoom it out to all of Ohio to check out what our friends and family got back home going on right now. Cincinnati 67, Dayton 68, Columbus, Athens, and Lima are 69. Then Akron is at 68 and Steubenville is at 66. So these are really, really nice temperatures for a really clear, beautiful night. Now, that's all I have for now, but I will catch you friends later in the show for some beautiful spring weather coming up next week.
Thank you, Della. A Kent man has been indicted in connection to a stabbing that happened outside of a Streetsboro apartment building. He allegedly stabbed the other man 3 times in the back with a kitchen knife, causing serious injury to the victim. The indictment was filed last Thursday and it included 2 counts of second-degree assault, with one of them including the use of a deadly weapon.
A Cleveland woman who was charged with aggravated murder after her newborn baby was found in a trash bag has pled guilty to involuntary manslaughter. Since Brianna Reddick entered a plea, she now faces a maximum sentence of 11 years, pending a pre-sentencing investigation. Reddick was also indicted on charges of assault and tampering with evidence, but prosecutors have agreed to not pursue those charges.
Former Geauga County parkland is being cleared to build 331-styled housing units. 19.5 acres will be cleared for the new property. They plan on building a total of 14 buildings. Vision Development of Upper Arlington purchased the land from Industrial Commercial Properties of Salone back in December. They intend to break ground on the project come early summer.
The Cleveland City Council has approved a $12 million deal allowing 2 nonprofits to buy Shaker Square. The property, which is currently in foreclosure, will be bought by Burton Bell Carr and New Village Corporation, 2 nonprofit developers using a loan from the city. The developers are hoping to make capital improvements on Shaker Square while they look for a permanent owner.
Research is pointing towards new ways to help people sleep and gain peace of mind. More on the relaxing process up ahead.
There's been an update in the case of Lori Vallow. What this means, coming up.
This is Portage County's TV2, broadcasting from the campus of Kent State University. Streaming online at kentwired.com.
Brush, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush your teeth. Every day and every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. Let them have your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Great job, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Help your teeth stay healthy. Brushy brush with a grown-up every day.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is TV2 News, truly Portage County.
Thanks for sticking with us. Now, physical health is important, but taking care of yourself mentally can be crucial as well.
That's right. Researchers of the guided meditation app Calm conducted a cross-sectional survey to see if using the app more frequently was associated with better sleep and improved mental health.
TV2's Shane Troyano joins us now to tell us more about the study. Hi, Shane.
Hi, guys. How are you doing tonight? Good?
Doing great.
Awesome. Well, so you might have heard of the app Calm through commercials or billboards. And according to researchers, there is a good reason, because respondents of this cross-sectional survey say that the app actually helped improve sleep patterns with its calming methods. No pun intended. Take a look. That might not be the most calming sound in the world. And according to 60% of Americans, sleep is not a calming thing either.
And anybody that's ever tried to go without sleep for a day and function the next day finds out that, yes, you will be very irritable.
A new study finds that the meditation app known as Calm can help relieve some of those sleepless symptoms using sounds like this, or this, or this.
I definitely think it's like a good first step to getting into meditation.
Meditation exercises both for sleep and in general, and then also sleep stories. Both of those can really help because they help focus a person's attention on something other than worries and stress.
With almost 10,000 participants, 90% reported an improvement in sleep patterns.
The results of the study match what I have heard from my own clients. I actually do suggest to my clients who are having sleep difficulties that they at least check out things like Calm.
The cross-sectional survey measured someone's usage of the app and the effect it had on them. Research found that higher usage is associated with a higher perceived improvement in both sleep and mental health.
Anything that can help a person feel like they're taking their health into their own hands, I think it can be empowering.
But with those 10,000 participants, over 8,000 were women, which some say is not a surprising statistic.
It's no surprise that often women will have more difficulty with sleeping because of things like depression and anxiety that they tend to be more prone to.
Women are also overrepresented in mental health treatment and more likely to seek out treatment than men are.
In essence, the study on this app is basic because it's a survey and it's entirely based on self-report. However, because there are multiple studies about meditation apps, experts say that they should take this one seriously.
Surveys are really good at measuring people's perceptions of their sleep experiences.
This is a study that's part of a much larger body of research in the field that has clearly demonstrated that mindfulness is very effective at helping people sleep.
But some stress that meditation is not a one-size-fits-all solution.
There's no wrong way to meditate. Sometimes it's going to be easier than others.
It's not our job to try to fall asleep. It's our job to try to relax.
Now, I do want to point out that Dr. Grigoric said that even if this is a survey and not an experiment, surveys are great at measuring people's perception. So people even crediting the app for helping their sleep. And sometimes that could be even more beneficial than a regular experiment or even a study.
So Shane, could this study be considered representative of people right here in Portage County?
Yeah, actually. So Dr. Cecil in the package, he actually had mentioned that this study was just one of many. So in hindsight, no, because when looking at the study by itself, it's based on self-report entirely. It's not necessarily a full study with controls and stuff like that. But looking at the grand scheme of things, there are a multitude of studies that look at meditation apps, and respondents are saying the exact same thing as they did in the Calm study. They work. And being in college, especially Portage County being that college city and with Kent State University, definitely an alternative, a cheaper alternative than some other methods like therapy and stuff like that. So actually, I do want to try a little exercise. Breathe in, everybody, and breathe out. Do you all feel better?
I feel much more
And the
relaxed.
app can actually tell you a lot about how breathing does help with your sleep and stuff like that.
Well, thank you so much, Shane, for that lovely report.
Thank you.
This was a senseless act of violence
that was inflicted on our passengers in our subway system, and details are still unfolding, and we're going to release the details as they come forward.
Many people were hurt earlier today on a New York City subway after a man in a gas mask opened fire on a moving train.
The attack happened at about 8:20 a.m. in the morning and triggered a massive law enforcement response.
And it was scary. I didn't know what was happening. There was everyone packed on the train. If you were scared, we went to 25th Street and he was screaming for like medical assistance, and no one knew what happened, and everyone just got off. It was scary. I didn't know what happened.
At least 10 people have been shot and 6 others were injured. Authorities say they are not currently treating the incident as a terrorism attack.
Fortunately, none of those hurt have life-threatening injuries. Police say their suspect is a 5'5" man, about 180 pounds, and potentially wearing a gas mask. Cedar Rapids, Iowa police on Monday arrested a man for the Sunday shooting that killed 2 people and left roughly 10 others injured. 32-year-old Timothy Liddell Rush is facing numerous charges, including murder and second-degree willful injury. The injuries of those wounded ranged from minor to life-threatening. Investigators believe it was a targeted attack. Rush is in custody at the Lynn County Jail. It's not yet clear if he has an attorney.
An Idaho judge has ruled that Lori Vallow is mentally fit to stand trial for the charges relating to the death of her 2 children. Della and her husband Chad Daybell were indicted in May 2021 on murder charges where Della was initially declared not competent to proceed. Vallow's sons Tylee and JJ went missing in September 2019, and their remains were found on the front lawn of Daybell's house in June of 2020.
A Democratic politician from New York State was indicted on numerous charges. Lieutenant Governor Brian Benjamin is accused of bribery, wire fraud conspiracy, and other related offenses. According to an unsealed indictment, Benjamin allegedly attempted to get campaign contributions as a trade for securing a state grant. Prior to the indictment, a spokesperson for Benjamin's campaign said once they found out the contributions in question were sourced improperly, they were donated to the Campaign Finance Board.
Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt signed a bill into law on Tuesday which makes performing an abortion a felony, which is punishable by up to 10 years in jail. The law will take effect 90 days after the legislature adjourns next month and is part of a wave of pro-life legislation in Republican states. The bill does not, however, authorize criminal charges against a woman for receiving an abortion. As a result of this bill being signed, Yelp has joined several other major companies in supporting abortion access for their workers. Yelp stated they would cover travel expenses for any of their employees who are forced to seek abortion care outside of state. Other companies that have expressed similar support are Uber, Lyft, Bumble, and Match.
Welcome back, friends. Now let's check out our live radar first here. There's not much on there, and we love to see it. Not a lot of rain coming to us tonight. It's going to be a clear and beautiful night. You know, take a walk to the gym, enjoy the weather. You don't have to have a coat. So exciting. So we'll take it now to our forecast for tomorrow. Plan ahead for your classes and such. So 6 a.m. bright and early. If you're a morning person, it's going to be a great morning for you. Cloudy, 60 degrees only though, so it's going to be gorgeous. Then at noon, 72 and cloudy again. Little warmer. Could we see shorts? We'll never know, but I think it's a pretty good bet. And then, of course, at 6 p.m., we have a little bit of chance of rain, 41%, but it's 65, so it's still pretty warm. So it's not cold, at least we don't have to worry about snow or anything too bad. And then we'll look at our 7-day forecast with this spring weather coming up. So we've got some sunshine in the mix here after a little bit of rain. That's what it's all about in April. April showers bring May flowers, everyone's favorite phrase. I'm sure you've heard it a million times. 65% chance of rain on Wednesday, 57 on Thursday. However, the weekend is gorgeous. Partly cloudy Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with those warmer temperatures. We could get a little chilly on Saturday evening with a 32-degree low. But honestly, we won't have to worry about rain and snow, so it's pretty good. And then Monday and Tuesday, we've got some rain and then maybe snow on Tuesday. I was so excited for the springtime weather, but It's Ohio, and sometimes the snow happens. That's what I have for now. I'm Della Fowler. Have a great night, Portage County.
Thank you, Della. Lawmakers sent a bill to Governor Mike DeWine that would limit the role of school districts in cities in the property tax challenge process. School districts in Ohio say the bill would hurt most taxpayers in the state if it is signed into law. In the past 4 decades, school districts have been able to challenge owners' properties they believe are being undervalued for taxpayers.
3 Ohio federal judges have denied a request to stop the certification of the May 3rd congressional primary. Percy Squire, an attorney representing Reverends Kenneth Simon and Lewis Macklin, stated that Ohio's 15-district congressional map violated the Voting Rights Act. Other objections to the congressional map have been filed with the state Supreme Court, although the arguments will not be heard until after the primary.
Cuyahoga County saw the highest number of deadly drug overdoses last year more than ever. Now the county coroner says this coming year could be even worse. In January of this year, there were 63 confirmed overdose deaths in the county. By the end of February, there was at least 99 confirmed drug overdose deaths, compared to the 77 reported at the same time last year.
The Cavs prepare to take on the Brooklyn Nets in the first game of the play-in. I'll have your preview after the break.
Say with me, imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. 'Cause every kid across the nation deserves a book to read, and we can make it happen right now. No, I don't know what you've been told, but kids with books learn so much more. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite, unearth hidden passion. To motivate some magic. Change the writing on the wall. Writing on the wall. One book can make a difference. One book can inspire a child. One book can be the first thing that helps to change a life.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Hey there, Portage County. I'm Josh Aponte. Let's get right into some sports news. The Kent State baseball team is coming off splitting the series versus Bowling Green, winning the last game in walk-off fashion thanks to a sac fly by Mike McNamara to give the Flashes the win, 4-3. Kent is currently leading the MAC with a 292 batting average with a record of 12-14 on the season. The Golden Flashes are set to face the Pitt Panthers Tuesday night at 6 p.m. The Cleveland Cavaliers are set for the play-in tournament game against Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets tonight at the Barclays Center. Cavs All-Star Jared Allen has been ruled out for tonight, still resting that fractured finger, but Evan Mobley is set to start in that center position. If the Cavs win tonight, they will take on the Boston Celtics in the first round of the playoffs. With a loss, the Cavs will await to take on the loser of the Atlanta Hawks versus Charlotte Hornets for another shot to enter the playoffs. The tip-off for tonight is at 7 p.m. Alrighty, let's take it here to Kansas City as the Guardians visit the Royals. First up, we have Ahmed Rosario with a hit to second base, and he will beat the throw to former Cleveland player Carlos Santana, allowing Stephen Kwan to score to make it a 2-0 ball game. The Royals will respond here with a hit from Salvador Perez off an Aaron Savali to left field to get on the scoreboard during the bottom of the third inning. And then the Guardians will make sure to guard that lead with this absolute dinger by Oscar Mercado to left field. And that will make the score 4-1 Cleveland. Look at that absolute dinger right there. It was truly a battle of the bats today with a bunt by Nicky Lopez that was grabbed by Jose Ramirez, but Rosario can't get a hold of the ball, and the Royals will score, making the game 4-3. And here comes fan favorite Stephen Kwan with the bases loaded, saying everyone come home with a triple. And the Guardians will go on to win 10-7 and finish with 13 hits on the night in Kansas City. Alrighty, let's take it to a live score update as the Guardians are in Cincinnati taking on the Reds. Right now it is all tied up 4-4 as Shane Bieber allowed a one-run home run, and we had a 2-run shot just in the 6th inning. That's all I have for sports. Make sure to follow us at TV2 KSU Sports for any updates. For TV2, I'm Josh Aponte saying good night and go Cavs.
Ready to explore the great outdoors? Stay tuned to find out what national parks are doing to celebrate Park Week.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Welcome back. Good news for people planning to get out into the fresh air this month. In honor of its namesake, Celebratory Week, all national parks are waiving their entrance fees on Saturday, April 16th.
Camping fees are still in effect for those who would want to stay overnight. There are 3 other free national park days later this year. They are August 4th, the anniversary of the Great American Outdoors Act, September 24th, National Public Lands Day, and Veterans Day, which falls on November 11th.
The blue light special is heading toward extinction. The Kmart store in Avenel, New Jersey is scheduled to close permanently on Saturday. Once that happens, there will only be 3 Kmart stores remaining in the country. Those locations are Westwood, New Jersey, Miami, and Bridgehampton, New York. Kmart's used to be a powerhouse in the U.S. with more than 2,000 stores nationwide. However, they, as well as many other retail stores, have fallen victim to Walmart, Target, and Amazon. And the Country Music Awards held their first ceremony on broadcast and saw viewership skyrocket. Reports say they had 5.16 million viewers, which is up 521% from last year.
Jason Aldean and Carrie Underwood won 2 awards for their song, If I Didn't Love You. Other winners include Taylor Swift for Trending Comeback Song of the Year and Miranda Lambert for Best Female Video of the Year.
Now, I don't know about you, but I've never been super into country music, but recently I've started to enjoy it, actually.
I have too. I worked at a place over the summer where they played country music a lot, and there are some really great songs. It's not all blue jeans and horses. There are some really good songs, like Taylor Swift's Love Song.
Oh my gosh, Love Story. Ever since Taylor's versions came out, I've been listening to those on repeat constantly. So.
It is such a great song.
Well, that's about wraps up our coverage for this Tuesday evening. Thanks for joining us.
To stay up to date on stories, you can catch us off the air at KentWired.com and at Kent Wired on social media. I'm Olivia Sharp.
And I'm Chris Abreu. Have a great night, Portage County.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.